If you're obsessed with healing, it might actually be a trauma response. Does anybody else feel like the collective consciousness is shifting from healing, 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 gotta heal, to let's just live, let's be, let's enjoy this life while we have it? I've been thinking recently because I have always, working through Blushing Phoenix and some other things that I do in my life, I've always presented myself as a coach. I'm a coach. I'm a helper. I guide. I do this. I do that. And I've positioned myself on social media so many times as somebody that I want you to come to get help. And we can talk through your problems together. And we can help find you a solution. Years ago, when I shifted some of my thinking, I thought, I actually feel like I'm scamming you if I tell you that I'm a coach. And it's not that a coach doesn't heal you. They don't solve it for you. They helped prompt you based on some of the questions that you're asking to take a deeper look at maybe some of the areas where you need support and you need a shift in your thinking, and maybe you have some limited beliefs there. And when I stepped into coaching for Blushing Phoenix, one thing I would always do is give this massive disclaimer to people who signed up with me to talk with me is that I'm not going to solve your problem on this call. I want to set very clear expectations that, similar to a coach in basketball, is that if you're taking a shot and you're one of my best shooters, or you want to get better at shooting, but let's just say right now you're one of my best shooters and you keep missing the shot. As your coach, I have a different perspective. I'm standing in a different spot and I know you in different ways. So I know, let's just say for this instance, you keep missing the shot, you're frustrated. You practice that shot a lot, we practice it. I know you can do this shot. You can do it. Then I may call you out of the game for a second to sit down with me, and I'm going to have a chat with you, and I'm going to tell you what I'm seeing. What I'm seeing is the opponents are in your head. You're frazzled. You're not breathing. You're not taking a moment. You're trying to rush the shot, and you're missing. I may see, from my perspective, your foot is off, or your follow-through is off. And I can see what you're doing with your wrist, which is impacting the outcome. So I'm going to call you to the side for a minute to talk to you, give you a break, give you some Gatorade or whatever drink we're drinking over here on the sidelines. And I'm going to give you some feedback based on what I'm seeing. And then it's up to you if you're going to take it, interpret it the way you want to take it in or what resonates with you, and then go back out into the game and take the shot. And most likely, we see this all the time. If you've ever been a part of any sort of sports team or you've even watched it online, somebody just coaching somebody, they get back out in the game, they resonate with what was told to them, and then they apply it into their life, and now they hit the shot. Then confidence is boosted and you feel built up because you've hit the shot. You were the one who was capable of taking the shot the whole time. I just saw something from my perspective because you're the one in the game. What's happening from where I'm standing is way different than what you're seeing over there. But if you keep missing the shot over and over again, perhaps I'm seeing something over here that you're not. That's what a coach does. But I say all that to say, the thought of putting it in my description box on Instagram or anywhere else just started to feel really gross to me. I feel like there's just a lot of people out there exploiting others, or there's no shame in wanting to be a coach and make money, but I just personally started feeling like you can't see the difference between the people who are really well-intended, that are actually trying to bring value and support people, and those who are trying to exploit people and just trying to make money for the sake of their own pocket. And again, to each their own. But for me, I didn't want to be roped in with that world anymore. And I feel like I've started to see lately that more and more people are evolving beyond this healing thing. Healing, what I realized about healing, they say it all the time. It's not linear, it's circular, and you kind of show up in the same places with the same things, but you get to apply different ways of being, and you get to be different in those environments. Similar to the whole coaching thing. But I started to realize, and I feel like I've been connecting more and more with people lately, and this is why I think this is a collective consciousness shift, is that people are tired of healing. You're not a problem to solve. I'm not a problem to solve. I just get so tired of well, now I got this thing. We got this thing. We got this thing, especially if you've done the inner work. Everybody can do some inner work. We've all got things that we probably need to make some adjustments on. But if you've been going through therapy and you've been talking it out, or you've been with a coach and you're just constantly going back to therapy over and over again, or working with that coach over and over and over again, something's off there. I don't think that you should be in therapy for a bazillion years. I think that a good therapist or a good coach is going to help, hey, maybe you're missing this thing, give you what you need to apply if you want to, and then you should start seeing changes in your life. If you're not seeing changes in your life, something is not right in your environment, or something's not right in your thinking. So I say that to say that I think we are collectively shifting from I've got to heal because people have done the work to I'm ready to live. I was talking to my friend Noelle a couple of months ago, and she's done so much inner work. And she was even saying the same thing. And I don't even think we had talked about it yet, but we both were having this like, yes moment of, I'm just tired of talking about healing all the time. I'm tired of everything on my feed on Instagram being about healing, 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 healing. It just feels like it's getting like, okay, it's oversaturated. Let's move on to living. This morning, I have a lot of friends in my life right now that are doing some incredible things, and I love that for them. There's nothing that I love more than to see the people around me put their hard freaking work in and do the work on themselves and in their projects and watch something come to life. And I was celebrating multiple people in my life today of just like, whoa, this is popping off for them. This is popping off for them. And it made me reflect on how many times I tried to do something. And to this moment, those particular things have not worked out in the sense of I wanted to start Blushing Phoenix as a business, and then I was going to quit my job, and I was going to, travel the world and do all these things. But it wasn't that people weren't coming. People were coming to Blushing Phoenix. It's that it didn't resonate with my spirit. It didn't resonate with my soul. It felt like I don't want to keep talking about this. I feel like I have healed from this erythrophobia and the fear of turning red. Whether I still turn red or not, I don't want to obsessively talk about this thing for the sake of an audience. I don't want to feel trapped in this thing. So I shifted to Ignite with April Pointer, and then I shifted to Amplify with April Pointer, and it became very real to me that my goal was not to go viral on the internet or to be a coach or to, be a speaker and do all these things publicly. Because anytime I try to create that for myself, it falls flat, or it actually starts to catch a little momentum. And I'm like, I don't like this. I feel like I'm trapped in this thing that I don't love. And so things happened in my personal life. My job shifted to something totally different. And I started to feel in the place that I used to try to escape in corporate is actually feels like everything is very much aligned for me right now. And I say all that to say all these cool things are happening for these people around me. And this morning, as I'm in the routine of my morning, trying to get the kitchen cleaned up a little bit, my youngest son, Axe, who's about to turn 4 next week, says, "Can you come sit with me?" And in the midst of my busyness, while he was watching cartoons, it's kind of a little thing we do before he goes to school. We set a timer for 10 minutes. And then once that timer goes off, after we've done all our morning routine, then it's time to, hey, this is like, get up and get your shoes on and let's go. In that 10 minutes, that I was going to get something done in the kitchen, he said, "Can you come sit with me?" And I put everything down and I walked over to the couch and I let him lay his head on me for 10 minutes before we packed up to go to school. And as I sat there and I reflected on all the cool things that these amazing people around me are doing, I thought, I am exactly where I need to be. And where I needed to be is slower, softer. What is my nervous system saying? It goes in waves. So I share that with you because I think that we are just We're ready to live. And I think a lot of people have done a lot of healing. The people in my life who have those really cool things popping off have done a lot of healing. They've done so much healing, and now they're stepping into their creative gifts. They're stepping into being seen. They're not constantly questioning themselves. They still have some fears. They still have some doubts, but they're going for it. And I think it's because there truly is this timeline shift, some reality collapse. You stepped into a new timeline, and all of that healing, the roots are deep. Now it's time to stand tall and move towards the direction of your dreams, of whatever's next in your life for you. And one thing I never expected with knowing myself up to this point is that sitting still on a couch with a little person laying their head on me for 10 minutes would feel so deeply like I'm exactly where I need to be. But I know that because I've shown up and done the work for so long, and I know what my body is saying to me. And even with one of my friends who just started a podcast, I was listening to her talk today, and she was just saying, like, this feels so right. It feels so right. I know it's right. And I told her, I know it's right. I feel it with you. I know it's right. That she is exactly where she needs to be. So in the spirit of owning your own lane and knowing what your body is saying to you, own where you are. And if you don't like it, what changes need to happen for this to shift for you? It doesn't mean it always happens right away. It just means, where do you need to be? Are you working on yourself? Are you changing your environment? Are you changing the circles that you are in? Where is it that you are, that you feel like, I don't resonate with this anymore? And what's the next step that you take from there? Healing it's always going to be happening. We should always be having an eye-opening moment, maybe not every single day, but an eye-opening moment to, I don't like that about myself. I don't like that I look at things this way. I don't like that I'm getting the same result over and over and over again, no matter who's involved or where I'm at. I might be the common denominator, and I might need to look into that. That's just part of life. That's not like this, I gotta heal before I can move on. It's just part of life. But I share that with you because I want to tell you that I do believe that collectively, the consciousness has shifted from healing's ongoing. Again, it's not like we're just not doing it anymore, but from such a focus on healing to actually just living our lives. What resonates with you in that? What's feeling good to you in that? I looked on my newsfeed the other day with some of my friends and some of the relationships that I've built over this past year. And I see in one story, I see somebody building their business and doing all these amazing things to get this thing going. And then with another friend, I see her with her kid, pushing her kid at the park in a stroller and being so happy and content with that. With another friend, she's having a mom date and she's out with moms and their kids and they're having coffee and things are wild and chaotic and they're exactly where they need to be. And then with another friend, she's grounding in the grass under a tree. And I just love to see so many people owning where they are in their season. And for me, this morning, it was sitting on the couch with my kid for 10 minutes with his head laying on me and thinking this is exactly where I need to be. Everything feels in alignment. And I think that is because we've shifted from healing to living and having our lived experience.